All right, we'll call the meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance, as we always do. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So reminder, the PTA's mission is to make every child's potential a reality by engaging and empowering families and communities to advocate for all children. Tonight we'll do the approval of the minutes. We'll get our administrators. I see many of them online already. Give us some updates of all the wonderful things going on at our schools. Get some reports from the officers and committees. We'll get into some new and other business. We have a lot of things there with the new year and some upcoming events. So for the January meeting minutes, these are posted on our ERBOE website under the PTA. If someone could move to approve them. And anyone second? All in favor? Anyone
Aye.
opposed? Okay. Minutes pass. And now do the administration updates. I know Mrs. Barali. I think I saw Mr. Barrow. Whoever would like to go first, Mr. Giancaspro, Mr. Velarde.
I'll pop in. Good evening, everybody. Good to see some of you. Looks like you're all healthy and well if you're at the PTA meeting. I know there's been a lot of sicknesses going around. So hopefully this will all pass us and we'll all be ready for spring shortly. Just a few things that I want to update you on. We did have our band and choir perform at the Civic Center for the senior citizens on the 14th of January. Our girls and boys basketball season is coming to an end. They had a tournament today. If they win, they play tomorrow, but if they lose, their last game will be on Monday. They both did a great job. They were two young teams that really gave their all. And then we had a student assembly for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And we also had our spelling bee. After a 2-hour spell off, we had a first place and a second place winner. It was very intense, but everyone that was up on that stage did an excellent job in front of all their peers. February, the students are having their lessons in their classes on to honor Black History Month. Report cards go out on Wednesday. Valentine's Day dance. The hangout will be on the February 14th at 6:30 to 10 p.m. It is a PTA 8th grade fundraiser, so we encourage everybody to please come and support our 8th grade. And tomorrow, we all know now it's a delayed opening, okay? South School, you have to be there by 10:30. The first bus, if you're a bus student, will come at 9:55, between 9:55 and 10. And the second bus will come around 10:10, 10:15. Everyone gets dismissed at the regular time. But school officially opens at 10:30, but any parents dropping parents off at between 10 and 10:30, we take them right in. So be safe. Hopefully this is just going to be something that'll come and go real quick and everybody will be okay. It's just winter time, so it's what we got to go with. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Mrs. Barali. Sorry. Can't hear her. Yeah, we're having issues hearing, not necessarily you, but with the system here that we are trying to figure out. So any questions for Mrs. Barali? See. It says that it's on.
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear on this end.
Yeah, I'm right by the computer and I can hear you very well because I'm right by the computer, but because it's coming out of the computer, it's hard for others in the room to hear it. Still dealing with my technical issues, but we'll get there.
I take that as a compliment because people say I'm usually very loud when I talk. So I'll take that one.
Mr. Lyon, did you switch it? So I had originally hooked it up via the HDMI, so it should be pulling audio there. I just saw when you had the audio
Yeah,
up that it was saying the projector.
yeah.
Did you
So
try
absent
the
TJ, but it's still coming out of the computer.
gotcha. It was working when I
Yeah.
left. I apologize that we're having
No, it's
issues.
no issue. Thank you for setting it up. I'm not sure. Would you like to go next, Mr. Velarde?
I know Mr. Gene Casper just got on
Oh,
too, so if you want to
okay.
jump in.
Or Mr.
Well,
G.
thank you, Mr. Velarde. How are you, Mr. Lyon? Thank you.
Very good.
We had some technical difficulties as well. Mr. Velarde and I were behind the scenes about an hour ago. Just one of the items on my report. Before I forget, I want to say hello to everyone, to our parents that are out there. Welcome, welcome. Happy winter. Happy winter. I just wanted to inform everyone that we just found out around 6:35 this evening, and that's why you have to be flexible as an administrator. My administrators all know this. You have to roll with the punches. We just found out that our Swift K-12 robocall is not working and has been discontinued. We were just made aware of that. Like I said, it's 6:35, so we jump into action as my administrative team we always do. So what we did is sent out a Genesis blast to all of the parents. We have Mr. Corey Selsa, who's taking care of my teachers, our teaching staff. I took care of all the administrators, let the police department know, let the DPW know. So we did it to a Genesis blast. So this is official. It is a delayed opening for tomorrow. So it'll be set for the 2.5 hours, which we have a delay, which is in the email. So I'm asking all parents to check your email and text messages on how you receive Genesis blasts. Unfortunately, you will not hear my voice tomorrow morning and this evening regarding the delayed opening, but I will be on nights like this. I am up pretty much the entire night with the administration, as well as my other colleagues, the superintendents across Southern Bergen County and Bergen County, just to keep parents abreast of what is going on. So if there is a school closure, you will definitely receive another Genesis blast, not a robocall, but a Genesis blast prior to 6:15 tomorrow morning. I just want you to know that the district is actively looking for another means of communicating out through a robocall. I will be on that first thing tomorrow to try to get that up and running so you do not have to just depend on a Genesis blast. So again, there is a delayed opening for tomorrow, 2.5 hour delay. Please read the email carefully. If there is a school closure tomorrow, you will receive it prior to 6:15 tomorrow morning. That's the first thing. Second thing, we do have a couple of changes on staff. So currently, right now, over at Lincoln School, sorry to take the wind out of your sails there, Mr. Velarde, but I do have a couple of others that are all impacting together. So Miss Mandeville, who used to be Peter Velarde's secretary, is no longer there. She has moved over now to the child study team. So she took the place of Mrs. Esposito, who was doing a fine job in special education, but now she has moved to Karen Dolinsky, who just recently retired, who will be deeply missed. She was my rock throughout these 10 years that I've been here in the East Rutherford School District. But I know that Mrs. Esposito will do a fine job and pick up from where Mrs. Dolinsky has left off. Mr. Velarde has a new secretary. Her name is Miss Christine Parks. I'd like to welcome her to the district. So she will be um, taking the place of Mrs. Mandeville. So I wanted to make sure we had those addressed. And I thank you, Mr. Lyon, for sharing that. It's up there on the screen. So those are all our changes here in East Rutherford that are the most immediate changes. I want to talk a little bit this evening about the performance assessment report that we get every single year. I am proud to say that the East Rutherford School District remains high performing and that we have passed all areas of CUSAC, which was last year. One of the biggest things that we're evaluated on as a school district is in our performance assessment report that we get. And we are looked at in a couple of areas. One is performance and an academic growth. Another one is attendance. And then another one is participation. So one of the most important things that our parents and our students can do to help keep East Rutherford high performing is to make sure that our students are coming to school every single day. It is extremely important because we are rated on chronic absenteeism. Now, I want to make sure that I'm not saying the wrong thing and you don't misunderstand what I'm saying. If your children are sick, Yes, keep them home, right? We want to make sure that they're home and they're getting themselves better so they come back healthy. Making sure that they're fever free for more than 24 hours, right? Without any kind of medication that changes their temperature or their fever. So that we're going to continue to do that. But it's important every single day to get them to school when they are healthy and ready to perform. Also, sometimes parents are a little apprehensive of having their children take state assessments. It is important that they perform on a state assessment. Don't stress out about how they perform. That's something that we look at. We get all of that data, and as the staff and administrative team, look at how the children perform, and then how we need to make sure that we're making sure that they are performing at the best they possibly can, and it also helps us guide our instruction and programming, our assessments that we give out throughout the year, and making sure that we are taking care of students where we're addressing the standards that they need to make sure that they meet on any given school year. So please, it's really important, parents, I'm reaching out to you to make sure that we have our children there on time, making sure that they're in school every single day when they're healthy, of course, and also participating in any kind of state assessment. A couple of other pieces information that I'm receiving. I know some parents had reached out to the board office regarding the buses being cold, right? So I want to address that, right? And making sure we make sure that we are addressing that by making sure that our buses are warm. But we are under certain jurisdictions under the Department of Transportation, as well as the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, right? So we have to make sure that our buses aren't idling for a certain amount of time, which is state law. So we have to make sure that we will continue to do that. We do have a mechanism that we do plug in our buses to keep our engines somewhat warm so it doesn't go down to like ice cold engines. So we are doing that, but we are very cognizant, and so is the Board of Education, cognizant of idling buses. Okay, so that's part of the manual that Mr. Batisciani, who is our supervisor of buildings and grounds and transportation, has put together in a manual to making sure that our bus drivers know that we need to make sure that we're following code, right? So that's important. I just want to let parents know that we're not making our buses freezing cold for our students. We want them to be as warm as we possibly can within legal limits. Scheduling our roof project. So currently right now, we're just waiting on legal ends just to make sure that we're able to go out to bid for our roof projects at the Board of Education office and a small section over at Mr. Barrow's building at Mackenzie. We're looking to finalize all of that. So that would be a summer project, but we're trying to get all the paperwork and everything set prior to that happening. It should not affect students because it is a summer project. If they do move it up to an earlier project, building principals will be notified about that so that we have safe entrances and exits of our schools, as well as parents will be notified way ahead so that parents will understand all of the safety measures that go into place for students when they're coming to school and when they're leaving school. I do not believe I have anything else. That's all I have, Mr. Lyon. If there's any
Thank
questions.
you very much, Mr. Giancaspro. Any questions for Mr. Giancaspro? Okay, I'm not seeing any. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Mr. Velarde, Mr. Barrow.
Hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. So good to see you. Sorry I missed you last month, but I, like many of our community members, was struck with flu and strep at the same time. So that was a fun week. Just to kind of reiterate what Mr. Giancaspro mentioned, please, especially now, given the technical concern with the communications, stay up on the email and also the district website as well, because even with the email processing, it does take time to send out 1,100 emails. So it's not like an instantaneous, we click the button like we do in our typical Gmail account and click send. So please use all of those outlets as a mode of communication. Since I didn't get to say it in January, I want to start off by thanking the PTA and our visual performing arts staff for an awesome Winter Wonderland Spirit Week back the last week of December. Always a fantastic event, from the different arts and crafts projects to the special showing of the middle school band and choir concert. The Hot Cocoa Social was another amazing success, and that all goes out to our families, our PTA, the people that volunteered. So thank you so much for that. February is Black History Month, so we're constantly infusing resources to celebrate historical figures, events, and achievements. This year, the national trend is African Americans and the labor industry. So we're really trying to highlight that as we go through their programming this year. I must say I am exhausted today because today was Global School Play Day. We had a very busy day. This is our third year participating, where they spend the entire day playing. Kids had a blast, staff had a blast. If you check our X account or Twitter, you could see that Mr. Gene Castro was enjoying a game of Costco Monopoly himself. It's really just a great day to focus on creative thinking, collaboration, and growth. I have all the students put together a reflection of the day. And while disappointing, I had to remind many of them that no, we can't do play day every single day. As much as we do love that, but a great day. So thank you, parents, for your support for making sure this day was a success. This Friday, February 7th, is National Wear Red Day for the American Heart Association. And our staff are running a fundraising drive to help support the American Heart Association, which is really great. We are also running at Lincoln School a Spirit Week next week, and I believe that communication is, if it did not go out already, is due to go out tomorrow at some point. So just be on the lookout for that, please. Next week, we also start our LEAD program in conjunction with the East Rutherford Police Department. So they'll be coming in. We'll have officers in every Tuesday and Wednesday to meet with our fifth graders to go through that program and curriculum. As Mrs. Borelli mentioned, report cards are live 1 week from today. Please be reminded that February 17th and the 18th is President's Day recess, so there is no school. February 27th is a half day for students because we are having parent-teacher conferences. More information about specifics will follow from all three buildings. On March 6th, I know I'm getting into next month, but we have a special presentation from Bergen's Promise on deck, talking straight about social media. That's something, they're coming in to speak to Lincoln School students on that half day, but we are expanding the opportunity to attend this webinar to all district families. So we encourage as many of you as possible to come check that out. Mr. G already mentioned Mrs. Parks, our new secretary. We are so excited to have her. Transition is coming along smoothly. And my last reminder, like Mr. G and Casper said, if your child is sick, fever, keep them home, please. If not, whether it's call, whether it's using the Genesis parent portal, please just continue to communicate those absences. Makes the morning go a little bit smoother when we have that head start on all of that. But thank you again, as always, for the support, and be safe tomorrow, especially with the messy commute.
Thank you, Mr. Velarde. I believe your message to the Lincoln parents went out yesterday. There was a Lincoln Happenings email. So,
Yes.
Yep.
Perfect.
We did. They hopefully they've all received it. Also, I figured out the sound problem. The computer was working fine against the sound. It was that Zoom was connected to the computer speaker, not to the room speaker. So we now have you on the room speaker.
Beautiful. One day we'll figure all this technology
I know.
out.
It's
One
like,
day.
yep. So, any questions for Mr. Velarde? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to Mr. Barrow. Welcome.
Welcome. Good evening, everyone. I know that Mrs. Borelli, Mr. Gene Castro, and Mr. Velarde covered a lot. Appreciate everyone. Continue to follow. If you have not downloaded the app from our district website, please do that. Please try to promote that as much as possible, and check our website as well, because we get all the continued most frequent updates that go out in Genesis also get updated on our website. We're excited about our Spirit Week. Tomorrow for students and staff is Wear Red Day, as Mr. Velarde noted. So please, although it's the National Day on Friday, we're honoring that tomorrow. So please wear red for American Heart Association. Not to get into every detail, there's a lot of things in reference to Black History Month, Dr. Martin Luther King. We've all honored and continue to celebrate that throughout the months. Within the elementary school, we really focus in on the 100th day of school, which is scheduled right now for Tuesday the 11th. So with that said, please check. We sent it home via Genesis a week ago. Teachers are promoting it as well. Our kindergarten, traditionally, all the students dress up and staff like they're 100 years old. Please check our Spirit Days for tomorrow, next week, and then we also have Read Across America come March. So the students and staff were really excited about that. And then we have done our annual Super ER Bowl canned food drive. We're doing that through Friday. And depending weather and so forth, we might extend it on Monday, but we're really looking to see the students come in, they put their canned donations for the boxes that are labeled for the Eagles or the Chiefs. I'm not a Chiefs fan, but I'm not an Eagle fan at all. I'm going to say that nicely and kindly. So with that said, I'm really, really promoting the Chiefs, although I'm not a Chiefs fan. I'm really promoting that, having some fun with the staff and students with that. So if they're indecisive on what they should vote for, just tell them to put it in the Chiefs box for us, please. All right. All the proceeds go to our local food pantry in St. Joseph's Church food pantry, which we do annually each and every year. So we're really excited about that. We do have communication went out. So please check those letters and communications that went out. We have our kindergarten concert coming for April 2nd, Wednesday, and it'll be at 9:30 at Mackenzie School Multipurpose Room. We did really celebrate our second grade students. They did a phenomenal job right before winter break. They just did Miss Hernandez, and the second grade team did a phenomenal job. So we're really excited to see how our kindergarten students perform. And parent conference is on Thursday, the 27th, which is a one-session day. Please check all the communications that I went last week, and please continue to communicate with your child's teacher. Appreciate everyone. Attendance, as Mr. G and everyone else pointed out, is super important. Getting to school on time, but the attendance component, if students are there, they're learning. And that's something that we're continuing trying to grow. I know I've had a lot of great conversations with a lot of parents over the course of the years, and especially this year. So continue to do that. But if your child is not well, please do not send them in, and provide good communication with the school. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Barrow. Any questions for Mr. Barrow? I know, Mr. Velarde, you had posted the website. I guess that's for the app to get the ERBOE. And Ms. Green, you have a question?
Good evening, everyone. Hi, Mr. Barrow. Pre-K registration question for you. If that's okay.
No, that would be great. Mrs. Green, that's one thing, my eyes are catching me on this one. We did promote and launch a press release for our pre-K registration. So that starts March 1st through Genesis parent portal, as we have in the past, and that goes to the 31st at 8:30 a.m. Then it's closed. So that is for our pre-K 3 and pre-K 4 program. All of our pre-K 3 current students must register for our pre-K 4 program. Although, as it notes in the press release, we reserve the spots for the students in our pre-K 3 program that are already in, that went through the lotto system. They carry over to the pre-K 4 that they reserve a spot with a valid registration within the process of March. So if a pre-K 3 student does not register for the pre-K 4 program within that amount of time and showcase residency and all the other requirements, then they're not eligible for a slot for the following year. However, if you complete all the registration requirements within that time, within the press release, then you're guaranteed a spot for September.
Oh, got it. Thank you, Mr. Barrow. I was just wondering, yeah, so we have to send everything back in and the documents as well, just like last
Yes,
year.
and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have our pre-K team give direct communication to the students that are in the class. We'll hard copy that out too, but everything is on our website for that, but we'll give nice reminders through that too, because the consistency is important. So to have our pre-K 3 students carry over into our pre-K 4 program, it just works well, and we would like the consistency of that as well.
Got it. Thank you so much, Mr. Barrow.
Thanks, Ms. Green.
Yes, and that information was launched on the erboe.net website, I think earlier this week for the pre-K registration, and we posted it on Facebook as well for the PTA. So, and to the town groups as well on Facebook.
Hi, everyone. It's Mr. Velarde again. Just to jump in,
Yeah.
I did forget to mention a even more recent Parent Academy opportunity. This coming Tuesday, the 11th of February at 6 p.m. There will be a virtual Parent Academy conducted by Dr. Lee, Ms. Credico, Dr. King Dobson, and Mr. Barrow regarding strategies to support pre-K and early elementary parents. All of that information. I know I've been flooding the chat with a lot of information right now. I will also add the virtual Parent Academy website link, which is through our district website, but it is a separate page, and you can see all the registration links and all of that information as well. But that starts at 6 p.m. on Tuesday on Zoom.
Great. Thank you for that, Mr. Velarde. Any questions about Virtual Parent Academy or any other questions for Mr. Barrow? Okay. And we appreciate you flooding the chat. It really works out well, so keep doing that. So there you go. That's we'll post this on our Facebook as well, and it'll be part of the meeting minutes. But obviously, since it's Tuesday, we'll get it out as soon as we can. Okay. As Mr. Giancospro and Mr. Velarde mentioned, we had multiple changes to our administrative assistants. Mrs. Karen Delinsky, after I don't even know how many years, has retired from the district. I only got to know her this year through my work, now that I've become the president, but she was super helpful and really appreciate everything she's done for us. And I'm sure over the years, she's helped many, many people. Sandra Esposito will be moving into her role. Mrs. Mandeville will move from Lincoln School over to the Board of Ed office to take over Ms. Sandra Esposito's role, and Ms. Christine Parks joins us at Lincoln School. So I had to update all my email lists today of who's at which location. So loads of fun and who I contact for what. But we congratulate all of our administrative assistants, and our offices couldn't work without them. They do the lion's share of the work for all of our schools and our Board of Ed office. So we certainly appreciate their good work. Officers reports. The treasurer's report, Paula was not able to make it tonight. But we have the income from the BNL. This is our photographers for the picture days that came in January, as well as a little bit extra from the holiday shop. I think that was a couple checks that we got through the holiday shop that we deposited in January. First Place Spiritware, we made $220. That was from the holiday sale. As well as I think they did a little end of year blast as well with that. So that might include some of that and a couple more members. And then we had, this is what I think I mentioned last month, was that we saw all this income come in January for the holiday shop. But now it's going, or in December and January for holiday shop, and now it's all going out in January. So this is us paying the vendor for all the product that we sold. We get the full amount for the product, then we have to pay the vendor back. So we have a net of $28,000, $28,547.82, and Paula assures me we're balanced with the bank. And then for our 8th grade committee, we only had one error charge in December that we reversed in January. No other activity, so we are balanced at $1,426. Correspondence, Ms. Green?
Hi, everyone. We have one correspondence for tonight. It is from Mr. Barrow. It's good evening, Mr. Lyon. I hope all is well with you and your family. I am meeting with Miss Gomez, Mackenzie School's new guidance counselor, and she has an assembly that she would like to bring to Mackenzie School this year. Would the PTA be able to support the program with an approximate amount of $1,950 for 2 assemblies, as they would break up the school in 2 parts for 2 assemblies within the morning? Let me know what your thoughts are and if this would be feasible for this school year. All my best, Mr. Barrow.
So I did.
And that's it for this month.
Thank you, Mrs. Green.
No problem.
So Mr. Barrow and Mrs. Gomez from the Mackenzie School have requested PTA to subsidize a character education assembly program, cost about $1,950. Because this is a new expense, I wanted to bring it to the PTA membership to vote on. So if there's any questions or discussion that we'd like to have about this. Speak now. Okay. Would someone like to move to approve this expenditure? Would someone second? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. Mr. Barrow, you will have your assembly. Tell Mrs. Gomez she's done good work.
Thank you, everyone.
Um, thank you. Anyway, for membership, Mrs. Brown couldn't be here, Sharice couldn't be here, 191 members currently. I believe that includes the 2 extras that we just got, but it was 190 in December, so I just have to check the numbers, make sure it's not supposed to be 192, but we're about that amount. Fundraising, if, nope, okay. Fundraising is busy right now, so, no, it's okay. I'll just mention, I'll mention a couple of things that we're doing currently. We have the ongoing Five Below shopping. Since last Saturday, they are providing, if you bring the flyer in, they will,
Must bring the flyer with you for them to fill out. And you must explain to them that you're with the PTA that you're doing this, because I went and shopped there the other day and they had no idea what I was talking about. So please make sure you bring a printout of the flyers so that they can write down how much you've spent, what cash register, and who they are to get the credit.
and that flyer can be found in the PTA section of the virtual backpack as well as on our website.
Thank you, as well as the Dine and Donate event that is tomorrow night at the BJ's Brew House in Teterboro. Again, you need to have the printout to show them, just print it out from the Facebook or the email that you may have gotten and just bring it with you to hand to your server. I don't know that we have anything scheduled for March as of yet. We are working on some, hopefully some more local places, maybe Wellington Diner or one of the local pizza places to do a deal. But we'll get back to you on that. Okay. The big shoe event. Shoe Us the Love. That is our February theme for now. Our shoe collection officially started February 1st, although we are a little bit behind in getting all the word out. We will have social media posts. We will have flyers going out within the next week. There will be shoe bins, like box bins that are in each lobby of each school. Students will be encouraged to bring in shoes. We're noting Tuesdays, so Shoes Day Tuesdays are what will encourage people to bring their donated shoes in. And then on February 22nd, we're gonna be having a drive and drop at the DPW facility on Hackensack Street down by Riggin Field. The DPW has been excellent in partnering with us, not only to allow us to do that, but also to house all the collected shoes until they're picked up in April. Again, and then through March, we'll have another theme for March, and then tentatively, we're gonna do another drive and drop, hopefully, that is successful enough that we're gonna do another one on the 29th. If you have a business in town, if you know a business in town, please ask them if they would be open to putting a flyer in their windows, or even be a collection point. We are working to get collection boxes at places like the YMCA, the library, and other locations like that. If anybody else has any suggestions, I am totally open to it. We are, I'm kind of running this circus and monkeys by myself, so I need all the hands and help that we can get on this. But that is the big thing right now for February and March. We are encouraging you all to donate 1 bag of shoes, which is equivalent to 25 pairs of shoes. So go ahead and bug your friends and neighbors. Ask them for any new, gently worn shoes, and they can be anything from, baby shoes to, high school cleats. It doesn't matter. And this not no ice skates and no roller skates, but otherwise anything else in there, cleats, sneakers, boots, flip-flops, If you don't want to collect shoes, you want to go to Old Navy and buy $2 flip-flops, hey, knock yourself out. Whatever you want to do, we have a quote of about 4,000 pairs of shoes we're looking to collect. So I know we can do it. It's going to be exciting. I think that's it for shoes. Any questions about shoes and shoe collection?
Do they have to be rubber banded together?
Yes, they either have to be, so if it's like a sandal, whatever, that you can't like connect them to each other in some way, yes, please rubber band them together. If there's shoes, like lace shoes, you can tie them or buckle together. That's fine, as long as there's two, Jillian, as long as there's two on each shoe, that will be great. And then some of you may ask, where are these shoes going? Like, what are we doing? So we have a potential to raise about $2,500 if we hit that 4,000 pairs of shoes, and that's like really great because we can do things. We can easily say yes to things like Mackenzie School asking for assemblies when we do stuff like this. And then the shoes themselves are distributed and sold to third world countries that start new entrepreneurial businesses. So women businesses that, you know, they take them and they, you know, sort of clean them up, polish them up further, and then they resell them to countries that are predominantly foot traffic countries, you know, not car, you know, not people that are driving. So it's really a win-win for everybody. We get some kickback, but these people also get a livelihood. So it's really awesome. If there are any teachers online listening, there are some lessons and coloring sheets and other information if you want to work it into any of your science recycling lessons or just global reach lessons. We can talk, you know, you can let me know, I can get you some of that information. I think that's it on shoes. Any questions on shoes? Excellent.
Nothing. All
All right,
right.
the other big, St. Patrick's Day coin challenge. This year, we're gonna do this in Mackenzie School only because we have found that Mackenzie School kids really take it on. Mackenzie School, March 3rd through the 14th, we're gonna do our coin challenge. Any loose spare change, they'll bring it on in. The classroom that has the most money collected in that time period will win a pizza party, right? Is that what we've done in the past?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we've done in the past. They'll get a reward.
Cookies or something. They'll get some
Some
reward.
kind of reward. We'll work it out with the teacher of the homeroom that wins. But that will be, again, Mackenzie School only this year, 3rd through 14th of March. And then, wait, back up. We haven't talked about, maybe I'm jumping ahead to 8th grade committee. Sorry. Sharice is not here this evening, so really briefly, we have Tricky Tray. Tricky Tray donations and organization is alive and kicking. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to Sharice directly. The Tricky Tray is on May 9th. Donations, all that stuff is happening. Again, Sharice would be the person to reach out to if you have any more, if you have items to donate or know companies that will donate, so on and so forth. That's the person to reach out to. May 9th, though, is the actual event.
Yep. And they are putting an email out this week. Right now, it's just for donations and committee members. And then in about a month or so, we'll have like, okay, tickets are available and such. So tickets are not for sale yet on this. It's just the gathering of the donations right now that we're working on.
Where did it go?
So 8th grade is down here, but I don't know that I didn't put this.
So I'm not on 8th grade, but what we're doing right now with 8th grade.
Literally right
one of the
now.
fundraisers, like literally working on right now in this room. You can hear paper shuffling. We have 8th grade parents and other PTA members stuffing envelopes with Gertrude Hawk information. So Gertrude Hawk candy sale is launching February 10th, which is Monday, to March 10th. All forms must be back in by March 10th. In order to be eligible for ordering, we have to get all forms to Gertrude Hawk no later than the 17th. So please make sure all forms are in by the 10th. They're actually being distributed in the next day or two with a delay tomorrow. I don't know if that's going to happen tomorrow, but look for the forms. You'll get an online information on how to do online selling if you don't want to do paper order form. If you have any questions, you can reach out to erptafundraising@gmail.com or the 8th grade committee, Natasha, Renata, are spearheading the volunteers for that. Look for that paperwork coming home, as well. Anything else you wanna say about that? It's going towards like end of year, whatever, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
eighth grade event, the formal.
Yeah, so the formal, all the, anything that's eighth grade related, like for end of year and things like that. Because they're helping, to run the back end of it, the funds from this one will go directly to the eighth grade committee, where some of our other dine and donates and things have gone to the third and fifth grade. This one is specifically gonna be eighth grade, so, any questions about that?
I don't have a question, but if you want to send me all the things that you just mentioned for the students to do, like teachers to do, I can distribute that definitely to Mackenzie, then I'll have the other buildings, have that distributed to them as well.
Yeah, see me afterwards, we got lots of things to go, so, you
guys.
guys, see me afterwards, and we will be happy to give you anything to distribute.
Yeah, just that. How did the grade committee doing on the Super Bowl pool?
Oh, yes.
I
Oh, yeah,
4 or 5 boxes of that, all doing on the coach.
Yeah.
Okay.
eighth grade committee is running a Super Bowl pool. There are 4 or 5 boxes left. So if anybody's interested, I know we've been posting it on Facebook. So check it out there and you can get in on the action. Anything else from 8th grade committee while we're on the topic? I know we have the dance coming up on Friday. Yep, I think we had a couple of people that responded to the volunteer, so, yeah. So we have all our chaperones. We're looking for donations of snacks and water, and candy. Yep, okay, we have enough soda, but water, candy, and snacks we could use. They can be donated brought to Faust School to be left near the office. And Mrs. Barali will help handle it. Yep,
Purchases.
Yep.
and then we're also trying to
Yeah.
do like a Google form for the.
Okay.
parents to fill out, so it's
Mhm.
easier for us also.
Cool.
So that's another one.
So permission slips were sent out to Faust parents today,
Yeah,
I think it
through
was earlier
email.
today through
And then
email.
The kids also
Yeah.
bring it home.
So, and they'll bring them home as well in their folders. Okay. Sorry, we're kind of skipping around a little bit. We did Tricky Tray, we did St. Patrick's. Okay, so cultural events, we have kids night out, March 21st for Lincoln School in the evening, March 22nd, Saturday, Mackenzie School, I believe that's in the afternoon. I know we've have committees starting to work together on this. So we hopefully will have some more information soon and we'll be, obviously telling you how to register for that as well. Parent does have to be with the child at the event. They don't necessarily have to be on top of the child at the event, like they don't have to be with them the whole evening, but they have to be in the facility in case there's any concerns or issues that we have them. Also brought, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Not like
What?
an 18 or older.
Or 18 or older, yeah, it doesn't necessarily be the parent, but a responsible adult needs to be with each child there with the children, so, yep. It's not a drop-off event is what I was trying to express. We've also had some interest in potentially putting together a talent show. So we're working on the idea of that right now. It's in the very beginning phases, but possibly to do a talent show where the students could, share whatever their talent is from stage in front of an audience, and we could have some fun with that. So we're looking at that, but again, that's in very preliminary stage. But if you're interested in helping put together a talent show or have a specific talent that you'd want to your show or your kid would want to show, keep your ears open for that and reach out to us, and we'll be happy to put you in touch with the people heading that up. Social media, we've just been posting a lot on Facebook and Instagram. Yep. Yep, great. Any school representative updates for Mackenzie, Lincoln, or Faust?
No.
Okay.
No.
Hearing none. 8th grade committee, we kind of already covered. Recreation, I don't know if anyone is on from recreation. Or what's going on with that, with them. I'm not sure that I don't remember a lot of events that I've heard of recently for rec, so. Okay, yeah. Yeah, some registration for our sports programs are out there. That's all on the East Rutherford website. If you go to departments, recreation, you'll see all of their information. We talked about the Mackenzie School Assembly, we've approved. This is one that I got from the National PTA. National PTA holds an annual legislative conference. Don't miss your chance to meet with your members of Congress on Capitol Hill, issues important to children, families, and schools. Registration is open for the National PTA 2025 Virtual Legislative Conference. So it is an online program. It's March 4th through 6th. I believe it's during the day. It's like a 9 to 5 kind of event. I'm sure there's different sessions. I've never been, so I don't know anything about it. But we can go to pta.org, LEGCon, C-O-N, and find more information about it if anyone is interested in attending. If you do attend, obviously the East Rutherford PTA would pay for any members who would want to go to this conference. So it might be a good opportunity to understand what national PTA is doing at a national level with our congressmen and with the laws surrounding education. All right. We were talking as a board about teacher appreciation gifts. We haven't really done anything for the teachers since the welcome back breakfast in September. And two options came up. One was to do something for Valentine's Day, because that just seems to be a natural time to say we love you, teachers. To maybe do like either a breakfast, bagels, donuts, coffee in the morning. But I also thought, well, a couple weeks later is parent-teacher conferences, and I know that's a really stressful day for our teachers. They have a half day with the students in the morning, a little break, I assume, for lunch before they do their afternoon session with parents, and then a little break before they do their evening session. So would it be preferable to do a luncheon for the teachers, or a snack in the later afternoon? So just some thoughts on this. If anybody has any feedback, happy to hear what the teachers might prefer. I know when I said do it on conference day, we had a nice smile. So, yeah, but we would like to do something for our teachers. So I think we may, look at this further, but I don't know if anybody has any feedback on what you would like to do. Yeah. Yeah. We could also, if the principals want to take a poll of their teachers and see what they would prefer as well, but we could send that out. So, all right. But we'll do something for them for sure. Any other open discussion, comments, ideas, thoughts of what we want to do? Okay. Anybody online, you can either come off mute or you could put something in the chat if there's anything you want to add to the meeting. Yeah.
Big mouth, Linda, again.
That's fine.
In regards to, I know this is seems like a ways off, but I'm already getting information and stuff that I have been for a while. So end of year, this might be something to just give out to put out to the PE teachers, but, I've gotten information regarding doing year-end field days, but have them be also fundraiser as well. So I don't know if that's something we should push for or not, or at the very least, do we want to, because we are, doing great fundraising this year, do we want to, offer to do more for field days other than just t-shirts and snacks? Do we want to offer equipment of some sort, or is there something, the PE teachers would like us to, incorporate into that? I don't know. It's just something that's come across my email a couple times. So, yeah. So I don't know if anybody has any feedback or thoughts on that. Just some ideas to throw out there.
I think it is a good idea, just checking in with the PE teachers,
Yeah.
what better to facilitate the day.
Yeah.
And we're still on board with getting the t-shirts for everybody, or do we not, some other towns do it where if you want your t-shirt, you pay $10 for it, we get bulk shirts. I mean, we've always just given them to them, and I know the little ones, that's great for them. But I don't know if that's something, is there something different we do for the older kids? I mean, I don't know, my kid grows out of those shirts pretty quickly. They don't really get much more than using, giving it to them at the end of the year. I don't know if that's the wisest choice we're making there. Just my thought. So,
I can reach out to the PE teachers at Mackenzie.
Mhm.
that'd be great. Yeah, we'd love to, any kind of feedback with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So one of the PTA members here is saying that at rec camp, that's run by the town, they do, like a wet down with the fire department comes in and does like spraying hose and stuff like that. Now, I don't know how different that is from, and you know, be in the middle of the summer versus, you know, May or June, early June.
Mhm.
I don't know if that would work and here's your wet kid to take home, but I'm not sure, but how much more that could be a problem, but it's a good idea. I like it. I like it. Maybe we can work something out. We'll see. Thank you.
Okay, so some good ideas. We'll certainly take them under consideration. We'll email principals and other teachers and see what we want to do. And get some feedback as well. Anything else? Yes. Mhm.
Several ideas that you guys can offer either like June.
Yep.
Time or the other ages.
Yep.
I don't know how I get the different ages involved.
Yeah.
But if I had two businesses that in mind, how do I approach them and how would I let you guys know that they're willing
Right.
to help?
I mean, to approach them, you could just ask them, like, I've gone to like the Warrington Pizza and said, hey, the soccer league's doing such and such. And then if it's fundraising related, you can, talk to Linda or email the ER fundraising or ER PTA host at Gmail is the main email that I manage for the whole PTA. So, either of those avenues. Yeah, yeah. Some upcoming events, as we mentioned before, Five Below Shop is through Friday. Dine and Donate tomorrow at BJ's Brew House and Restaurant in Teterboro. A Kids Night Out, March 21st for Lincoln, March 22nd for Mackenzie, and our Tricky Tray on May 9th. Those are our main events. Tomorrow we have a delayed opening. Keep your eyes open in case they do have to close school. We'll have no school February 17th and 18th. That's for the President's Day recess. It's a 2-day recess. We have a half day on February 27th for the parent-teacher conferences. And we also have a half day on March 6th. There's a teacher professional day that day as well. Our next meeting will be Wednesday, March 12th. It is the second Wednesday of the month. The first Wednesday is March 5th, which is Ash Wednesday. So in deference to those who celebrate, we moved it to the second Wednesday of the month. It will be here again in this room. And we did originally schedule a meeting for February 26th, but with everything going on with basketball, we've canceled that meeting. I have to relook at the bylaws. I thought there was something in there that we had to have extra meetings beyond the regular monthly meeting. I know I have one scheduled for June, but that's gonna be like an end of year celebration, so we'll keep that one. But no meeting February 26th. So we'll meet again on March 12th. And I think that's it. Yep. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you for online. And thank you to everybody who's helping pack up these Gertrude Hawk folders. They are looking great. Principals, be ready to receive them. We'll have the custodians hopefully deliver them in packs of 25 per classroom. So thank you so much. Have a good night, everybody.